Spot painting patched zones. Smooth, solid wall repairs are the necessary foundation for a great new paint job on interior walls, but you don't necessarily need to repaint the entire wall completely to hide the patches. Spot painting of repaired zones makes a lot of sense because it can make an old wall look almost new with minimal effort. To match areas of spot painting so they blend seamlessly with original paint, you'll need two things. First, a supply of the same kind of paint the wall was first painted with, and a mini roller and a tray for applying the paint. Why not use a paintbrush? Rollers are used for most interior painting these days because they're faster than a brush, but also because they leave behind a slightly textured, brushstroke-free surface that really looks great. Spot painting with a brush will look different than the surrounding wall texture, even if the paint color is the same. A mini roller is small, maneuverable, and works really well. My favorite kind of mini roller works with a small tray, though you don't necessarily need a tray at all to hold paint. In fact, you might be better off without one, because it's one less thing to clean up. Start by stirring the paint in the old paint can thoroughly using a stick. Mixing is key here because the paint has probably separated out from age. With the paint completely mixed, dip one side of the mini roller into the paint. Move over to the wall, then start rolling out. Since you haven't saturated and rolled out the roller in the usual way, the paint won't be even on the wall, but that's okay. Just keep rolling the area and the paint will smoothen out. Think of the wall itself as the bottom of a paint tray. A real tray might make sense if you're spot painting more than a few areas, but working traylessly like this makes sense on small one-off jobs. Just make sure you roll the paint out to nothing in every direction around the repaired zone, and it will become as invisible as possible. The only way the painted zone will look different is if the surrounding paint has faded from exposure compared with the original paint you're applying. This is rarely a problem with modern paints, though. Besides, if your wall is that faded, then it's probably due for an entire repainting anyway. Speaking of repainting walls, masking is often a necessary step for areas where different colors meet, and successful masking is what you'll learn about in the next lecture.